Abbruzzino, and we're back in the Abbruzzino kitchen today. Today we're preparing pasta. It's a very basic pasta. I think it's the ingredients that I put in, the meats and stuff, that make it so spectacular and why it gets such rave reviews. We decided to do it today for a couple reasons. One, we always eat pasta on Sunday. Two, we do meatballs, and next weekend they'll be frozen. We'll just take them out of the freezer and cook them, so we're making them up today. And for three, the third reason was Belle said whenever I film, I cook better. I don't know why. You know, this show is Cooking with Pops. Unfortunately, Francesca's out at Friends, Lisa's out doing something, and it's just Belle. So now I'm thinking I should name it The Scoop on Cooking, because they're never here, and the real cook of the family is Lisa. She is a phenomenal cook. And also, if I go to Italy this Christmas, I'd love to get my sisters cooking. They are phenomenal. So, when we come over here, we're going to show you a little bit about the ingredients. This is the grater I was telling you guys about. It's a Cuisinart, and I've grated up some of Lisa's formaggio for the meatballs. This is mine for the pasta later today. I got some organic garlic all chopped up for the meatballs and the sauce. We put chest in the sauce, chipotle chicken. We got some eggs for the meatballs, some sausage and hamburger. That's going to make up our meatballs. Sometimes I'll throw veal in, breadcrumbs. I go with this organic tomato. I do one as a potato, one as a puree. The tomato, you'll see how I smash it up in a second. We got the salt, olive oil, just about everything that you need to make a phenomenal pasta. It's quick, it's easy, and like I said, everybody says it's great. So, we'll be back shortly and we'll get it started. Alright, this is Francesco Abbruzzino. We're back with the Scoop on Cooking. Let's go ahead and start the oven up. You'll notice some music. This is one of my favorite bands, Moda. Whenever I cook my pasta, I like to either watch soccer, but Napoli is taking on Juve in about 45 minutes, so we can't put that on now. So we're listening to an Italian radio station. So we go ahead and we start this up here. Put in a little bit of olive oil, just to cover the base of the pan. Alright. I'm going to put in a couple of the garlic, about half of this. Half's going in the meatballs, half into the sauce. You know, break it up with your fingers. That's going to start to brown along with the chicken breast. We do too, because we love the leftover thing, and my daughter's big on the chicken breast. So I'll put it in there to start to get that to boil up some. Alright, now, the next thing is the sauces. We'll go ahead and throw those in. Now, the meatballs are going to come a little bit later. It'll be the second part of the segment. But essentially what we do is, I'll dump the puree in there, cover it up really good. Usually I have it cooking a little bit longer by now. You don't really have to, it's just something sometimes I'll do. With these tomatoes, I do it a little differently. You know, you got the whole tomato in there. I am not a big fan of the thickness of the tomatoes, so I'll squeeze them out in the can and just use the juices. I think it's more than enough. If you like the tomato chunks in your sauce, then by all means you can squash them up and put them in there. We used to have a grater for our tomatoes, which would grate them down and get all the juices out for us, but I haven't seen it in a few years. No idea where it went with all our moving. Last time I saw it, I think it was in Italy, so all I know, my sisters could have it over there. Alright, so there we go. I squeeze it all down, get as much out as I can. Once you do that, go ahead and add in the sea salt. Be generous with it. Some people don't like using a lot of salt. I think salt's something what makes it. Alright, believe it or not, that is basically it. I do put one other thing in there that I do not have, and it's red wine. I put a dash of it in there. I'm actually got to go out to the store, and I'm going to pick up a bottle. I'll put it in there. The other ingredient I put in there is fresh basil, which I pick off our plant. Now, you don't want to put the basil in too early because it makes it bitter. So, generally speaking, I'll put it in within the last 30 minutes. So I'll probably put the wine and the basil in the last 30 minutes. I'll capture that on film for you. But in the meantime, while that's getting started there, I'm going to bring it to a boil. We're going to go ahead and start the polpetta. Meatball in Italian is polpetta. And to tell you a little story, and I'm not sure if this is true all around Italy, but whenever I eat my meatballs, I eat it in my pasta. And my zia Caterina, she was married to my father's father, or brother, and she freaks out and starts smacking me upside the head. I guess the process is you eat the pasta, then the meats, and you know, combine them. And they just thought it was really freaky that I would do that. I thought nothing of it. So now my sister just do that just to aggravate her whenever she comes over. We take a whole sausage. I'll take 2 or 3 of these. You can do mild or hot. I'll slice it up just to get the intestine off there, the pig intestine, which is usually what the pork is wrapped up in. And I'll just dump it in there. You know, I like the pork. I think it adds an excellent flavor to it. And you know, Bill doesn't really add a flavor. I don't know what, but I haven't added it for a while. Now I have a total of five sausages here. So I'll take 3 of them and make the meatballs. On the 4th and 5th one, I'll use one whole one in the sauce today. The other one I'll use next week when we do it. Now, the next thing I add into my polpetta is locatelli. Now, I don't put my goat cheese locatelli, I like that on my pasta. And my wife's sort of a freak about this one. And since she knows how to cook and she's the cook of the house, I listen to what she says and she's the boss. So you put this in pretty generously. You know, you want the cheese in there pretty generously. Okay, next, once again, we're going to have to go with the sea salt. A little generously with it. I just do 1 egg. And let me see, on the pounds, the hamburger pounds I used, I mean, I get where it comes about. This one came to 439, so net weight was 0.88 pounds. And this will give you enough to make about, I'll have enough to make about 10 meatballs for tonight's dinner. Well, actually, no, about total 12 for tonight and the leftover, and then I'll have another 12 I can store. So there we go with that. Breadcrumbs, I get the Vigo breadcrumbs and Porto Romano cheese. Lisa will take the old bread like this, crumble it up and make it herself a lot of times. Other times she'll do it this way. When we lived in Italy, it was more take the bread and crumble it up. You didn't really have stuff like this. They had it, it's just not something they would use. So once you get all that ingredient in there, you just get in there and mix it up really good. Make sure, I like it moist, but you don't want it to be so moist that it's going to break up on you. And we're not boiling yet over there. So we got this. Oh, we forgot one key ingredient, folks. My trusted assistant over there, production assistant, forgot to remind me about the garlic, which you need. So, we got the garlic in there. Mix this thing up really good. Yeah. Alright, so we got a nice little mixture here. Nice texture. It's moist, but not overly moist. In my mind, it's perfect. And then you just do the basic roll. Everybody should know how to roll polpetta. And you just dump it in there. And the sauce is starting to boil a little bit. With the sauce, what I do is I bring it to a boil. Once it comes to a boil, I will lower it down to 1 or 2 on the heat. And it will sit there for 2 to 3 hours, stirring it every 10 to 15 minutes. The other thing is, I leave it covered. If you cover it, it will get real, it won't thicken up. If you take the cover off, the more the cover is off and the whole sauce is exposed, it's going to thicken up. And my side of the family, we like it watery, not watery, but we don't like thick sauce, especially my daughter, so that's one thing we do here. We'll roll a couple more meatballs here. You do not want the intestine left in there. That's a no-no. That probably won't taste good. Alright, so 1, 2, and we'll do one more in there. Alright, so, rinse my hands here. Basically, that's the process. I'm a little off camera because my assistant's focused over there on the laptop. Alright. That's basically it. I'm going to go ahead and cover it up. Stir it every 5 to 10 minutes. Once it comes to a brisk broil, then I'm going to lower the heat down to about a 1 or 2. And in the process, I'll go out and I'll get some more red wine. And I'll have my lovely assistant stir the pasta until I get back. So the next time you see me, we'll be adding in the basil and the red wine. And then we'll finish up the whole process and you can see how it all comes together. That's it for now. This is Francesco Abbruzzino with The Scoop on Cooking. Talk to you later. Okay, the pasta's, or the sauce, has been cooking for a while. I went out and got some red wine. I went with an organic, without the sulfites. This is La Vecchia. It's out of Spain. You just want to pour a little bit in there, generous amount. Boom. You don't want the kids to get drunk. And then I went out to our basil plant, chopped some fresh basil, and I'm putting that in. So it tastes pretty good. I love the basil. Basil's key. Usually I put more in there, but we're sort of running on a limited supply. But I like a good 6, 7, 8 leaves, and I'll chop them up real fine. Now the next thing, and this is one of the key things, I stopped by, when I got the wine, stopped by Made in Italy, saw Alessandro there and his wife, and I wanted to buy a loaf of bread, which they rarely ever will sell it. Well, they sold it this time to old Francesco, and look at this. Fresh bread, just made today, so we're going to throw that in the oven, heat it up. This is going to be a phenomenal dinner. So, and let's show you the sauce. This is what it's looking like so far. If Bella can get in there. We got the chicken, the polpetta, the sauce. It's all coming together. It's going to be an awesome dinner. So, basically, that's it. We'll probably be back in a few minutes once we're sitting down ready to show you the final product at the dinner table. For Francesco Abbruzzino, we'll see you in a little bit. Okay, here we are with the finished product. See a little bit of meatballs, the chicken, the pasta. We have our breads from Made in Italy, my first product placement for this show. Some mozzarella, some dry sausage, the local. We are all set. As I sit down though, I see my dogs are here once again. Where's the family? Where's Lisa and the kids?